Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
Alright, in this video I'll share with you an incident that took place yesterday and its profound impact that it had on me. And not only that, you could say a few lessons that I had to remind myself. You'll find this video more on the self-reflective side. Alright. In case you're new to my channel, my name is Loy Machedo. I'm a personal branding strategist. I help people get well-paying jobs, if they want to earn more or they want to improve their position, especially in Dubai and the Middle East, Saudi, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, and people book my services for coaching, consulting, where it's personal or professional issues are concerned, especially the stuff they can't share with anyone. So now, on my Facebook feed, I seldom post anything of, let's say, my personal thoughts or anything. It's all YouTube channel. And if I have to read, I mainly read the news. Okay, I want to see what is happening. So I'm subscribed to a couple of news feeds. Once in a while you get people who share something that is happening in the political spectrum or locally, so that helps. Rest everything, we went out here, we ate food there, I don't care. But to my surprise, one post caught my attention, and this is a post from one of my old ex-girlfriends. Okay. Now, long story short, this was a girl I wanted to get married to. I was madly in love. Madly in love. Okay? We dated for quite some time. I'm keeping it vague because, it's not good to put someone down. So, yeah, we dated for some time, but in the end, she, we were dating means very intensely, like girlfriend, boyfriend, and she had given, kind of directly or indirectly stated she wanted to marry me and have, long-lasting relationship. When you're with a partner, even if they don't say, I want to marry you, it's obvious when you talk about children and future and all that. So I was busy building my castles up in the air, and naive as I was. And these were the days when I had tattoos, but I was working in a corporate job. I didn't have so many extreme ones. I just had the one at the side and nothing else, but rest whole body tattoos. So then one day I brought up the question of marriage, and she said, yeah, one day we'll have future, all vague stuff. She didn't tell me like yes or no. So I told her, why don't we speak to your mom? I was trying to initiate the conversation. So I said, I'll go to your mom and dad and speak and this and that, and she kept putting it off, and I found it rather odd. So, my problem is, given the fact that I'm slightly obsessed, if I've made up my mind about something, I bought it in subsequent conversations, and she kept giving me vague answers here and there. Finally, one day I said, okay, let's zero it down next week, or, I made a specific date, and She kind of said yes. But when the date came, she postponed it again. So you get what I'm trying to say. Finally, I got crazy. I said, I'm going to talk to your mom and speak about marriage. Okay? And she said, Loy, don't be so impulsive, blah, blah, blah. Finally, when I couldn't control it, I called up her mom and I said, hi, auntie. I spoke to her mom and I told her straight away. I said, I'd like to meet you and just talk to you. She asked, what is it regarding? So I said, it's about me and, your daughter. And okay, and she was there that time at home. She said, okay, I'll speak to her and I'll get back to you. We can decide when we'll meet. Then she called me, obviously. She said, Loy, we really need to talk. Okay? Please, if you value the relationship, just hold until tomorrow. I said, fine. When we met the following day, she was obviously pissed off that I spoke to her mom without, her approval. I should have got the red flags. I should have got this. Sometimes when you're young and immature, not too young, sometimes when you're emotionally involved, you don't pay attention to the signals. So then she told me, see, Loy, there's something I need to open up to you about. And I said, go ahead. And that is where she gave me the shock. It seems that her mother and father have already found a boy for her to get married. And, for those of you in the West, you might find this very odd that the parents are finding out a boy. But in the Eastern tradition, or people, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, it's both the parents and the daughter or the son. They mutually decide this is the person, or the guy or girl choose someone and then they tell their parents, mom, dad, look into this. Or the mom and dad is arranged marriage. There are some cultures and traditions where the mother and father give them a selection of boys or girls and they choose and they go meet and see if there's a rapport. And so you know how it goes. It's arranged marriage. You can Google search and find out more. So it seems that the mother and father found a young man for her. And this guy was, she showed me his photograph. He was really tall. He was really handsome, very handsome. He was, like they say, 6 feet, shoulder to shoulder. He was so broad, muscular. And you should know, at that time, when in my 30s, I was divorced. And divorced, I think, 2 times. So this guy was single. And he had traveled around the world. Their family was very well off. My family was completely screwed up. So there were all the reasons why he was better than me. And then I asked her, are you in love with him? Because, I was confused. She was sleeping with me, sex, everything, talking all this pillow talk about the future. But, marriage plans and discussions was with this guy and this guy's family. So then I asked her, so how long has it been going on? And that was where she gave me a shock of my life. She told me almost a year. And why she told me almost a year? Because I told her, see, listen, you just met the guy and you don't know him and, you're making a big mistake. To which she told me, no, it's not. I just met him. I've been interacting with him and the family, and my family has been interacting with his family. It has been going back and forth since a year. So I really felt betrayed. I mean, I guess I should have explicitly asked that time, are you searching or looking out for another relationship, or are you dating someone else? These are the questions you need to ask, which sometimes we don't ask. We assume this person is exclusively for us. So I did feel betrayed, and I did ask her, then what are we doing? Because obviously we were having sex, right? So she said, no, females talk when they want to justify what they're doing. Yeah, Loy, I do love you, and you have a special place in my heart, but marriage, I can't, and I kept pressing her as to why no. Like, what is so great in him? Is it just the looks? Is it the career? Is it the money? Because you sometimes want to hear the answer. Finally, one day she gave me the answer. And I'll tell you, the answer she gave me was, to this date, was the most, at that time it was the most hurtful. But today it's one of the most practical, realistic answers. And I have nothing but respect and admiration for her, because she had the guts to tell me the truth. So what are the points? The points that she rejected me on. Number one, she told me, Roy, how can I introduce you to my family members? She told me point blank on my face, how can I introduce someone like you to my family? Means not just mother and father, everyone else. Say you look like a tattooed freak, She didn't use the term freak, but she said, you're tattooed like this. That was one. Second one is, tomorrow when we have a kid, what values will your kid learn? By looking at someone tattooed like this and all these gimmicks. Number three is, what will society say? When tomorrow you hold the baby's hand and you go to school or someone and people see, they will laugh at the kid. They will mock the kid. And when the baby is alone in the class, they'll all say, hey, your dad is a freak, and and people will make fun. Then she also brought in, tomorrow when we celebrate festivals or we sing our religious hymns and all that, you're an atheist. How can I show you to them? And so she gave all the reasons, and I'll tell you, the ones that really hurt me was, how can I show you to society that she was ashamed of associating with me publicly. And yes, the biggest one was, tomorrow if you have a kid, what will society say to the kid? It kind of made me feel bad, because I always at least assumed at that point of time I would be a good father, or at least a father who my kid would be proud of. It's something that only a parent can understand. It hurt me a lot. I didn't shout, scream, anything at her, but it remained. Eventually, but see, to her credit, she didn't treat me bad. She didn't hurt me. She didn't dump me like a hot potato, like that girl who I've tattooed here, her face. She was there for me to help me through the transition. Yes, we did have sex until the day she had to pursue marriage with him. I know, quite wrong, right? Like, you're going to get married to that guy and you're having sex with me until the day you get married to him. But that's life, man. Okay, so finally it was over. Broke up. And we moved on with our lives. Now, mind you, she at that point of time, she was cabin crew. She was very beautiful. Very beautiful. Very attractive. She was hot. She had a successful career. He had a successful career. That time. His family was rich. Her family was rich. Everything was perfect. Okay. Today, however, flash forward 10, 15 years. What is the story? Well, today, 10, 15 years later, they are divorced. Number one. Number two is she has put on I think 3 times the body weight, because she has health issues, thyroid and blood pressure, diabetes, all that. Her family lost all the money in some bad investments, bad business decisions, partner cheating, and then the final nail in the coffin, I think, where everyone, each and every member lost everything, was COVID. She had some relatives who they were very close to. They ended up in jail. Her siblings wrongfully jailed because of the business problems. Their careers took a nosedive. They lost their jobs. They were unemployed. The mother and father lost everything they had, and they had to go back to India, poor. This guy, stud and all that. Now he looks like a dad. He has a dad bod. His family, I don't know much about his family, but I guess they are okay. Although I don't know much more than that. If I know, I know. I don't know, I don't know. Oh yes, this is the biggest one, which will surprise you. She and her got into a legal battle, legal court battle, which lasted for, I think, 5 to 6 years, whereby they both lost a lot of money. It was public naming, shaming, insulting each other. It was a very ugly 5 to 6 year phase. And here's the part that will shock you. How do I know all this? Is because both her and, she didn't know this, but both her and her ex-husband contacted me separately to take my advice. See the irony of the whole thing. On separate dates, separate occasions. So yeah, when I saw her photograph, I was absolutely shocked. She is so big. You can make out she's not happy and it's hurting and all that. Okay, now this is not where the story ends, and this is not like, I'm better off, he, you dumped me, now you eat shit. In fact, when I share this story in my WhatsApp groups, some of them put a laughing emoji and serves the bitch right and this and that. And then I told them, see, listen, stop. Just stop. Okay. This is not, I'm superior, laugh at you. And that's not the point I shared this. This is not to share, I had the last laugh, I'm supreme. Rather, it is to share how unpredictable life is. How things can bite you in the ass. You can be at the top, have money and power, and one day you lose it all. See now, today, they are no longer at that position of power like they were. They lost everything they once had. Okay? Talking of the girl's family. I don't know about the guy, like I told you. Now me, okay, that time I needed her. Okay, I was vulnerable. She dumped me. Now today I'm better off. I don't know what will happen in the next 20 years. I don't know, 10 years, 20 years. Maybe they will bounce back. Maybe they will become multimillionaires. Maybe they will get back together. Or maybe they'll find new partners. Or maybe their children will be very rich and successful. We don't know, right? I don't know what will I be. I don't know how much money will I make. I don't know how successful or where my brand will go. So it's not right to laugh at someone else's misery, especially when they're down. Yes, see, a little bit of glee is there. Yes, I am better off. I'm glad we didn't, we didn't continue together, because her health issues and financial burden, obviously, if you're married, you have to share it together. Given the disaster that she had with him, I wouldn't want that for me. So there I'll be like, yes. But, as you get older and you look back on your life and you see the people in your life who are there in your ups and downs, yeah, you might feel, you deserve it. Like my stepfather who abused me, my mother who ignored me, some of my relatives who really did harm. If they get what is, like, my parents are bankrupt. They're living on the breadcrumbs of other people's mercy. So, yes, they deserve it. But I'm not going to beat my chest and feel superior about it. See, when don't fight with someone when they're down. When they're suffering, and that's not right. You shouldn't, when you're fighting a battle and the person's completely injured and suffering and all that. Like they say, in a battle, either you kill the person completely, just, in a battle, war, and end their suffering and finish. But if you leave them like where they are, like they say, if you leave a snake half injured, it will heal itself and come back and take revenge 10 times over. So either you kill completely, or, take responsibility that maybe tomorrow it'll be your day. But that is war. But when you compare here, I still have a couple of years left. I still have a wife, I still have a kid. I don't know what the future is going to hold for us. I've known cases where guys got married or girls got married and, some tragedy befall them. Maybe they were a loving family, but they had an accident, child died, or wife got cancer, or husband got something. So this is not a, fuck you, I had the last laugh. Rather, it is to tell you, this is how life is. So if you have the money, if you have the power, if you have that position, don't be overly confident about it. Don't believe that nothing is going to happen to you. Don't think that you're invincible or you can't be touched. Because I'll tell you, you just don't know when, tables will turn. You just don't know how unpredictable life can be. I've known a couple of people who, had lots of money, and then when you meet them after a couple of years, you realize, oh shit, what happened, man? Like one rich guy who I knew, bodybuilder and big show off, act like a total prick always. I met him after a very long period, and he used to enjoy putting me down. When I met him, in Dubai, that was Sheikh Zayed Road, I saw him, but this time he had put on a lot of weight, lots. He had put on a lots of weight, and he looked like a former shell of himself. Yeah, he had the bulk because he was into bodybuilding, but he was more humble this time. And when I started to talk to him, he kind of told me, I asked him what happened, you put on weight, and said, I've been diagnosed diabetic and I had blood pressure and I'm not like before, and plus stress of the family. My father died and we had some business up and down, and he had changed. He had, for that brief moment, I felt I was talking to a very different, mature guy. And then he told me, I'm married, I have children, it's no longer like before. And nothing but respect for him. And I was contemplating, sheesh, once upon a time a cocky guy, and whose physique was like chiseled and playboy and all that, and today it's changed. In fact, look at me. From being this playboy who was crazy and mad and as I'm moving towards my 50s, I mean, you look at life differently. So if there was one moral of the story I could give you through this, it would be that, if you're in a position of power today, power, money, success, fame, stable career, stable relationship, whatever, don't look down on anyone or treat anyone like shit, or, have that belief that nothing can touch you. Life is too unpredictable to look back to see if the dog is thinking of giving me a nice bite. Sometimes always look behind when they follow you. So number one is, don't think that nothing can happen to you. One accident, one diagnosis, one incident. Life has too many variables. That's one. The second thing is, if you were the person who suffered, let's say you were at the end that took the brunt of the pain, suffering, and yes, the fire will burn, and you want to prove that, you want to have the last laugh. Agreed, fine, good, that's okay. But use that pain to inspire you to achieve greatness. Okay, use the pain. And once you reach there, don't mock the other person. Keep that energy inside and fuel it to climb even greater heights. But one thing is, don't take revenge to attack the person, hurt the person, or do anything directly or indirectly. Focus on your self-development. That's important. You focus on your growth, you focus on being better. That's good. So overall, when I see them, I just want them to, if I honestly have a wish, it would be like, I wish they get back together as a family, and they have children, and they need to get back for the sake of their children. And I hope that they can leave their past behind, and let's assume, in case they can't come together as a family, at least live and let live, Because remember, life is too short, Life is too short. And before you know it, it's all over. We are just like they say, it's just like passengers on this journey. There's a train and it's moving, and you're moving from one station to another. And one fine day your station will come and you'll have to get off. And that may be the station where it'll be your final destination, or a movie, Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Funny, how life is. Anyway, you guys take care. Comment down below, and let's move on to the next video.